new input for when we try to
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Kind.
Because I have no enemies.
I think I'm losing my head. I think I'm losing my head. You can't decide how much you wanna give, 'cause there might be nothing left but you to hide and protect. You know I'm falling for you, girl, but you're too scared to show. You feel the same, I know you. Don't be scared to get your feelings hurt. I would never hurt you. You're the one I want. Can you give me a sign that you care? 'Cause I can't get you out of my mind. Don't need a lie about what you feel. I just want you to be by my side. Oh, won't you show me your love? Won't you if you get high? Can you give me a sign that you care? I just can't get you off my mind. Oh, right. Just need a sign. I need you. And you know I'm falling for you, girl. But you're too scared to show you. Feel the same, I know you. Don't be scared to get your feelings hurt. I would never hurt you. You're the one I want. Can you give me a sign that you care? So I can't get you out of my mind. Don't need a lie about what you feel. I just want you to be by my side. Oh, won't you show me your love? Won't you feel high? Can you give me a sign that you care? I just can't get you off my mind. Oh.
feel my confidence falling in a swan dive. And I ain't special, please don't put me in your archive. I go to sleep and I'll wake up on the wrong side. I haven't liked myself in such a long time. But if I disappear, problem solved. Always find me not enough. I'm convinced I'm not enough. I say I'm good, they call my bluff. I try to be okay with the thought of humiliation, but every day I'm awake, I'm avoiding my obligations. So maybe I'll face it, that everything I do is basic. I said I was destined for greatness, but I'm working a grill on my day shift. I am not convinced this is it, but I don't know, cause every day I'm at my best. I still feel like I'm a joke. I hope I wake up as someone else tomorrow, cause I can't do this anymore. I don't wanna be me anymore. I hope I wake up as someone else tomorrow, cause I can't do this anymore. I don't wanna be me anymore. Wish that I was more lovable. Ain't making food so I lunchable. Stay looking out cause I'm gullible, and I'm sick of feeling uncomfortable. Stepping back so I reassess. It might take a while so I need a sec. I bet once I'm there I won't be a mess. You get peace of mind when you're free of stress. But what if it don't work? I'ma get lost while I soul search. Up then I'm down like a coaster. We all taking a plunge but I'll go first. I guess it's back to square one. A lot of problems that I'm taking care of. It sucks. I wake up as someone else tomorrow, cause I can't do this anymore. I don't wanna be me anymore. I hope I wake up as someone else tomorrow, cause I can't do this anymore. I don't wanna be me anymore. I hope I wake up as someone else tomorrow, cause I can't do this anymore. I don't wanna be me anymore. I hope I wake up as someone else tomorrow, cause I can't do this anymore. I don't wanna be me anymore. It's just last night. I feel like I still up on as about night. Over and up, she tries to say she ain't got. Trying to let it in, but say, I can't move on, cause I love her and I love her all at a time. She's a goodbye, but I'm still riding my feelings with blood. It's just last night. I feel like I still up on magic all night. Over and up, she tries to say she ain't got. Trying to let it in, but say, it's just last night. I feel like I still up on magic all night. Over and up, she tries to say she ain't got. Trying to let it in, but say, it's just last night. I feel like I still up on magic all night. Over and up, she tries to say she ain't got. Trying to let it in, but say, I can't move on, cause I love her and I love her all at a time. She's a goodbye, but I'm still riding my feelings with blood. It's just last night. I feel like I still up on magic all night. Over and up, she tries to say she ain't got. Trying to let it in, but say, it's just last night. I feel like I still up on magic all night. Over and up, she tries to say she ain't got. Trying to let it in, but say, I can't move on, cause I love her and I love her all at a time. She's a goodbye, but I'm still riding my feelings with blood.
say goodbye, but I'm still running my feelings with blood. Sometimes I just drive with the straight lights down the avenue. Got emotions on my mind, need to think twice about what I'ma do. I do anything to make it right. Black out all the pain, black out all the pain every night. Sometimes I just drive with the street lights down the avenue, yeah. Down the avenue. I let go of the pain, I let it hurt. Cause feeling nothing is the same, maybe worse. Now the tears on my face from the words I can't say start to make me think nothing's gonna work. And believe me, I'm so used to fighting when all of my life is surviving. No, I can't take more, it's not like before. So why am I hopelessly trying to breathe, try to breathe? Until I escape while I sleep, and run to a place in my dreams, yeah, saying hold on, yeah. Sometimes I just drive with the street lights down the avenue. Got emotions on my mind, need to think twice. What I'ma do, I do anything to make it right. Black out all the pain, black out all the pain every night. Sometimes I just drive with the street lights down the avenue. I try on the days I'm low to fake a smile, just to trick my mind I'm happy for a while. But that's only till the sun start to fade that I realized I've been living in it now. I go following the lights for a sign till 3 a.m. as if I run out of time. With both my hands on the wheel, I can't numb how it feels when there's holes in my heart's where I'm trying to breathe, until I escape while I sleep, and run to a place in my dreams, yeah, and saying hold on. Hold on. Sometimes I just drive with the street lights down the avenue. Got emotions on my mind, need to think twice. Got what I'ma do, I do anything to make it right. Black out all the pain every night. Sometimes I just drive with the street lights down the avenue. Down the avenue, saying hold on. Down the avenue, yeah, down the avenue. I'll keep you safe in this house tonight. Hold on to me, baby, and just I'll keep you safe in this house tonight. Hold on to
the sweet, sweet trash.
I'll keep you safe in this house tonight. Hold on to me, baby, and just I'll keep you safe in this house tonight. Hold on to me, baby, and just I'll keep you safe in this house tonight. Hold on to me, baby, house and I all trying to live, baby, just how keep you safe in this house and I all trying to live, baby, just how keep you safe in this house and I all trying to live, baby, just see I can be all you need. See, I can be all you need. I'll keep you safe in this house and I all trying to live. Lose interest, you won't find no better than this. I swear, girl, if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down. You losing interest, you won't find no better than this. I swear, girl, if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down. You move on. Losing interest, you won't find no better than this. I swear, girl, if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down. You move on.
Something doesn't feel right. Circumstances got me broken from the feel like my whole life is a lie, and I'm looking for a way to get better. But lately, my entire world's become gray, and the weather been cold as ever. That's my real life. I realize in my real life, even realize can't fathom that they wanna see me living like better, but then they never wanna ever see me living like better than them. And I'm a friend to them. What is a friend to them? If all my friends be enemies and I'm dead to them, when will it end? My day spent on defending my feelings, showing no emotion, pretending that I'm feeling fine, but I'm reminding my time is what I'm seeking. I'm like a light beaming at night when I fight demons. It's out of sight, seeming like I cannot quite reach it till I find a peace of mind, and I'm giving my life meaning.
Losing interest, you won't find no better than this. I swear, girl, if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down. You move on. Losing interest, you won't find no better than this. I swear, girl, if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down. You move
Hey, let me hit that shit real quick. Yeah. Romanticizing fantasies, fantasizing these strategies actually get you back at me Saturday. Just imagining actually happening or staggering. I'm like a cavity, blackening, practically practicing rhymes. Rhyming a masterpiece, I'm naming it after you, so you would come after me. Climbing the mind, trying, applying my time, crying and sighing, cause I ain't did this for nothing. But you ain't see how I'm feeling on God, though I ain't bluffing. I be huffing and puffing, just abusing the substance. Cause of you, I mean nothing, but how the fuck I mean nothing? I mean, I gotta mean something, but at the end, and it's nothing. These hands of mine be tied behind me, declining the pride free. I'm like the OD, I'm tired of old me. Pray to God don't get cold feet. All I wanted was amnesty, come to find out it ain't for me. All these demons have aimed for me. Pay to play today, will be the fucking day that you pray for me.
Losing interest, you won't find no better than this. I swear, girl, if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down. You move on. Losing interest, you won't find no better than this. I swear, girl, if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down. You move
Let me get one more. I'm running in a race from all these faces. I'm breaking down when I face them. Misplaced in all the hatred, I basically can't escape them. They've been faking it to make it, maintaining it, but I'm aching. Awaken for the sake of the game. Life is making me play right. Can save it till daylight. I'm waiting. This my way of changing my fate. I just pray cause I know it's already written. Destiny's already given. Not controlling life, just living. This the vision I'm fulfilling. On a mission till I'm winning. Gotta work with what I'm giving. Make it worth it, never missing. I convert it to a living. I'm reversing all the pity. About to hit 150. Trying to make a difference quickly. Fight the hate. I'm trying to lift you. Gotta lift myself up with you. Got to win before I drift to bottom of the barrel. Stick to what I'm taught. I will admit you.
4, and as you can see, this path updates 10 times every single second to find the best possible path to get to our player, no matter.
I swear, girl, if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down. You move on. Losing interest, you won't find no better than this.
Okay, welcome everyone to this lecture. So in this lecture, we're going to be taking a look at navigation with our tile map layer. So do my best to add a full-on kind of walkthrough here. So I'll do my best to add the explanations as we go, but to like kind of call. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call so that I want to make things as nodes instead. So tile map layer now allows us to layer things as nodes instead. So here, I will draw using the grass. So I can make one layer called grass. I can save and I can duplicate this node, and I'll go to the tile set and I'll make it unique. Go into this tile set, and now I'm going to draw the ground. I'll draw just like whatever. I don't need a auto tiling right now, so it doesn't really matter. But here is my walkthrough, let's say. Now here's my goal, okay? So right now we're about a minute in, and here's my goal, my objective. I want my mouse, or sorry, my little character here to move along or towards my mouse, right? So when I hit play, I want it to move towards my mouse, whether I click or not. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to have it automatically always move to my mouse, right? However, I don't want it to touch the grass. I only want it to navigate along this path. Now to do this, it's actually not too difficult. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to call this dirt. And on the dirt, I'm going to go to the navigation layer, add element, and now we can go to tile set, paint, and go over here to navigation layer, and I will paint on the place I want it to walk. Now, obviously, you would do maybe like all of these and kind of do it specifically or whatever. I'm just going to do this one or this block specifically because that's the one I'm using. Now, here's the way the navigation works. Essentially, Godot will look for anything with this layer, right? If there is this navigation layer on the map, then it will say, okay, I can walk on that. Now, if there isn't anything of that navigation layer on our game, it'll say, I can't walk there. Now, the cool part about this is if I go to debug and I turn on visible navigation, I should be able to hit play and you will see the navigation area. So this is essentially where I can walk or can and can't walk. All right, now let's take a look at the actual navigation. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a navigation agent 2D. I'm going to create. And inside this guy, there's quite a few settings we want to change. So try to keep up. So the first thing we'll do actually is I'm going to connect a, let's say player, or actually, let's make this unit, and I'll add a script here. And I'm going to do the node default, and I'll put this in my scripts folder. I'll hit create. And now what I need to do is go to my navigation agent, and I'm just going to connect the velocity computed into that script. All right. Now in my navigation agent, in the inspector tab, do make sure that you see all the properties. Here we go. I'm going to change a few things. The first thing we're going to change is the actual pathfinding. Here I'm going to change the desired distance to 5, the target distance to 5, and this guy to edge centered. Now you can kind of play around with these, and it's a little, I won't say hard to explain, but it's a little easier to understand if you just kind of look at the difference. The essential difference here specifically is we're just going to compute things a little quicker than trying to go from like, let's say from here all the way to here. Like if I wanted my player to move from here to here, I could go from here to here to here, right? 2 points essentially. But this will allow me to create several points along a longer line, right? And the way we'll visualize this is actually quite cool, because if we go into the debug here, we can actually enable this, use custom, and I'm going to turn this to red or black or whatever you'd like. Obviously, I'm going to do red. This will allow us to visualize the line that this guy is actually walking on. So it will show the line it's actually walking. Now for the avoidance, we'll just turn this on, and that's it. Those are all the settings we need for this guy. And now we can actually take a look at some of the code. So inside of our unit, let's pop this code out. We first need to load the, let's actually close this. I need to load the navigation agent. So let me drag it in. I'll hit Control and drop it, and it now loads that in. Now what I can do is I can start adding things into my process function. However, I want this to actually be a physics process function. So let me just delete all that, and I'll type in physics. process. Next, what I want to do here is I'm going to start copying a little bit of code, as there's quite a bit, but I'll go one line or two lines at a time. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get our mouse position. And we can do that quite easily by just getting, saying variable mouse position is equal to global mouse position. Next, we're going to set the navigation agent target position to the mouse position. Right? This is kind of self-explanatory. It essentially tells our navigation agent that, hey, I want the target position to be equal to my mouse, where my mouse is, right? Now, if you wanted to do this as a point and click, you'll kind of have to figure that out in terms of input. And so I'll let you kind of think about that. Next, what I'll do is I'm going to get the current navigation position and make it equal to my global position. Now, this is the same as saying self.global position, right? But I'm just going to say global position. Now I'm going to compute the next path along the position that I need to go from my current position to the next position, right? So essentially this is a built-in function that will just get the next path for us. So we don't actually have to do anything too complicated. This will just do it for us. Next, we'll get the new velocity, and we're going to get the current agent position, right? So our self, and we kind of looked at this in a previous lecture, right? Where we're going to get the direction towards the next position. And then we're just going to multiply it by movement speed, which we'll make in a second. So at the top, let's create a movement speed of 50, all right? Or whatever number you want, of course. All right, next, we need to check to see if the avoidance is enabled. If it is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the velocity equal to the new velocity. Now, if it's not enabled, what we can do is say, we'll use this signal, and call the new velocity inside of that. Now, inside of this guy, it's actually not too hard. We'll just say velocity is equal to safe velocity. All right. Now, we're almost done. All we need to do to make this work, because we're using velocity, we need to move and slide. Now, this is kind of all we need, but there is one more small issue, which is once the navigation is finished, I want to return. I want to kind of finish the navigation. Now, this is specifically more applicable to when you actually implement, or if you implement, a point and click. So if I point and click on a map, I want my position, my character to move towards that position. And we'll do that by saying, if the navigation agent is finished, this is a built-in function inside of the navigation agent, then we'll simply return. Now, in this case, you could do other things, right? This is where you would, well, do other things. So this is kind of, I'll kind of add a comment here. The navigation has ended, and yeah, I'll just say navigation has ended, right? So it's achieved the last point in the navigation path. Now, if I close the game and I hit play, we can test this, see if it works. Okay, cool. So it does work. It looks like it works nicely. And you can see here that it's going by several points, and we're just going 1 point at a time. And it looks so smooth, and it's switching up very quickly because it's in the physics process function, right? So that is very clean. Now, the question is kind of on top of this, right? Well, what if I have several layers of this, right? What the question is, what if I have another layer, right? I'll duplicate this. And let's say I have a layer of trees, right? Let's say you set up an auto tiling with these trees and you want to, you know, make it so that it doesn't go on these guys. So let's say I put this guy, or sorry, I'll put this guy right here, right? This is a kind of collision, right? Now, if I hit play, you'll see that I can still go on top of that tree, which I don't want, right? I want to be able to go around this tree. Right? So the question is, what do I do? Well, first of all, what we can do here, because I duplicated this, you can see if I hide the dirt, we still have this tile set. So I'm just going to delete all this from the trees, right? So if I hide and show these, you'll see kind of what's on what layer. So it's a little tricky to keep track of this, but do keep in mind that is how it works, right? So, okay, just to test this one more time, we can maybe put a path right there like that. And we can hit play and see I can still go on those trees, right? So so the question is, well, what do I do? Well, let me just move that, yoink. That was my cheat sheet a little bit. So let's add a script to our trees, or sorry, not our trees actually. Let's remove that. We're gonna add it to our dirt here. And I'll add this into my scripts, open and create. Now inside of this script, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to load my trees node, and whatever node that you want to essentially make sure that this is not on the navigation, right? So if you have a collision, quote unquote, that you don't want to collide with, this is how you can load it in. Now let's take a look at what we'll do. First, what we're going to do is we're going to use two built-in functions that are automatically called in the tile map layer. The first one is called use tile data runtime update. So this updates automatically. Next, we're going to check to see if the coordinates of this tile map is in the trees of the .getUse cell by ID. Now ID, if you don't know, is the ID of the tile set. If you go into the tile set, well, it doesn't show here, but if I go to the setup, you'll see the ID here is 0. Now, if you added another one, you can see here that automatically it'll say 2. So do keep in mind that the ID does matter, right? All right, so now back to the dirt. So here we can see that the trees are using the cell ID 0. Now, if it is, we'll return true here. Let me just pop this out. Now, we don't need an else statement. We'll just say return false otherwise, okay? Next, what we'll do is we're going to call this big function tile data runtime update with the coordinates and the tile map data, so or the tile data itself. So this is going to allow us to check each tile itself. So what do we do with this? Well, we need to check to see the same thing as we just did above. We need to see if the coordinates are in the getUse data of our tree. This is essentially checking, are we using a tile or a coordinate from the tile set of our trees, right? Or the tile map of our trees. Now, if we are, this is the problem. This is where I want to set the navigation essentially to false. I want to make it disappear. And it's actually not that hard to do. All I need to do here is say tile data dot set navigation polygon 0 to null. Now, the reason this works is because the navigation itself is already in this node, right? The navigation is inside of this dirt. And essentially what this will do is it will take the coordinates of, let's say, this guy right here, and it's telling us it. We know that there is a navigation tile right there, but we know also that there's a tree tile on top of that tile. So what we can do is we can just set the navigation polygon of that layer, which is 0 automatically, to null, and null is just nothing, right? So if you recall from before, if there's no navigation collision thing there, then the computer will tell us, okay, I can't navigate there. So now let's try this. Let's hit play. And now you can see that it has removed these tiles. I can no longer, well, I mean, the player is still kind of going between, but you can see that I can't go over here to the bottom left, right? And that is perfect. That is exactly what we wanted. So now it won't go on top of the trees depending on what sort of thing I have, right? And of course, additionally, let's say in your trees here, you added a physics layer. So let's go here to physics layer and add a physics layer inside of our tree. And because our unit is has a collision shape, I should be able to now collide with the trees. Oh, it looks like I broke something. Let's go back here and see if he touches them. He is that there, and hit play one more time. Back here. Oh, that's the navigation. It's a little hard to see, but it touches them. All right, I do think it is working, but yes, of course, this is.
Hi everyone, in this video we are going to take an in-depth look at pathfinding by using navigation layers. In order to begin, I have already prepared a little project in which I have updated. And how do we do this? Well, we can go to our tile map, and here we can select our tile from the editor. We can click here on navigation finding our navigation region. It is not necessary to have this as a full square, but in our case, in which we want to select maybe this patch of grass, here, navigate button, see that all these little segments have a navigation layer enabled. Okay, I'm just gonna uncheck that for now. And let's see how we make our little chicken follow this path to get to the player. Well, let's start by making a script. And yeah, let's just create a default script. For a character. We want the movements and we want a target. We want to exclude 2D, and let's say currently that this target is null. So currently we are pointing towards nothing, which is called navigation agent 2D. And maybe let's put it properly. And as you can see, we have the output. Let's say 5. Usually it is perfectly fine to just wait for physics frame. Now that we have waited a frame, we can simply say if there is a target, then I'm going to set this target position to the navigation agent's position. So let's just say navigation agent 2D dot target position equals to target dot global position. Okay, so we attach to the navigation agent our current target. Now, as I said before, we have to do this after the scene is fully loaded. So instead of setup, we are going to call this function in a deferred way. So basically calling it a bit later. So I'm just gonna say call deferred and seeker setup. Okay. Now that we have added a target to our seeker, we need to be able to follow that target. And how are we going to do this? Well, first of all, we want to not use the process, but rather the physics process. So I'm gonna write physics process here. And here we want to do a few things. If the navigation agent 2D reached its destination, so if navigation agent 2D dot is navigation finished, we are simply going to do nothing. So we're going to say return. Now, otherwise, we can move forward and start implementing our functionality in order to reach our target. And how are we going to do this? Well, first of all, we need to know our current position. So var current agent position will be equal to global position. And we want to know where we want to get. We want to get in the next point in the generated path by the navigation agent. So we are going to write var next path position equals to navigation agent 2D dot get next path position. Finally, we simply want to calculate the velocity, which is going to be the vector that takes us from the initial position to this new position. So velocity equals to current agent position dot direction to, and we want to direct to the next path position. And finally, we want to maybe multiply it by our movement speed. So let's just multiply by movement speed. In the end, we maybe can simply move and slide. And if we save, and if we drag and drop our player to be the target of our seeker, we will see that our chicken basically follows the player without touching the edges of this map. But there's a little problem, and you can see that the chicken stops there. Why does this happen? We can see that by going to our navigation agent, debug, and enabling the debugging. Now, if I save and press F5, you will see that the generated path points exactly towards the player. But if I move up or left or wherever, you see that this path never changes and it stays at this position. So how do we avoid this? Well, we only initialize this target position once, so we would maybe like to do it again So what we are going to do is simply check again if we have a target. So if target, and if we have that target, we are going to, again, simply just set up the target position. Now, if I save, I can press F5, and as you can see, the chicken now follows. Again, simply just set up the target position. Now, if I save, I can press F5, and as you can see, the chicken now follows the path towards the player, and the path changes depending on where I move. Now, something that I noticed is that the chicken never turns towards us, so let me just fix that.